So it was about the 1st of February that we started tapping the trees for the first time. Now it's March 11th. We've already boiled down one batch, and now we've come back and this bucket here is just about full. So what we're gonna do is pour half of this off into another bucket so we can have two and it'll be a lot easier to carry them down. Okay, so we'll pour half of this into that bucket there. So now we're distributing the weight and it's much lighter. So when you're going down the hill, you want to be careful not to slip and fall, drop the buckets. I've done that before. So we'll see how much more sap we get, but it looks like this is getting pretty full and we'll probably need to start boiling off the sap tomorrow morning. So this double tap right here in the tree, bucket's just about 3/4 of the way full. So we'll go ahead and take this off and we'll dump half of it into the bucket. We actually had one bucket here that was all the way full and overflowing, so the sap is definitely flowing. We can see that dripping, so we definitely want to get these buckets back under so we don't lose any more of that sap. You can see the bark here is wet going all the way down the tree. I guess that means this one's a little loose, so we're gonna tap it in with a stick. Not too hard though, we don't want to break the bark, but just make sure these are in there tight, just so it won't be leaking. So now we have all the trees tapped. This is the 7th tree, and we'll see if we can even fit it all in here. We'll have to boil some off tomorrow, and then we can add the rest. That's about as much as we can add. So we don't even need to put this bucket in because we'll have more tomorrow. So we were trying to tap this in and we broke it off, so we're gonna try carving it up, but that probably will take too long, so we might just have to get a new fitting. So we better hurry up. You can see all that sap just dripping out, so we need to get this fixed. So let's see what we have here. Okay, looks like we do have some extra fittings here, so we need to get this one off. So we put them on these strings to try to make it easier to access them, but of course it did what strings always do and it tangled up. So we're gonna have to probably untie the bottom piece here to be able to get to some of the fittings we need. Each string has its fitting by type, and they all are the same size, but obviously there was a little bit of a mess up and this doesn't really work. So we're gonna have to change that up a bit, but we got our fitting, so let's go ahead and install it on the tap. Every time I walk by this giant hornet's nest, or was giant hornet's nest, it is scary, but it looks like it's kind of started to fall apart and the skunks are starting to get it, so glad to see it isn't active. So hopefully we didn't lose too much, like maybe 400 drops, but I want to try to save as much as we can. So now that that's in, oh man, and now we can go ahead and put that fitting in, tap it in, and now we're back in order. So we have a nice big piece of plywood underneath here just to keep all that sap with no rain in it, and we got wood under here that's dry and wood under the tarp that's ready to burn first thing tomorrow morning. So here's the batch from the second boiling. We got a good amount here. We boiled it down a little bit thinner than we did last time, but the other stuff was a little bit thicker and it was a lot harder to filter, but it was better, but you don't notice too much of a difference, but the filtering is way easier whenever you take it through the fine filter. So we'll see if we get any more syrup this year. We are still getting some cold snaps. We have some really nice weather outside, so hopefully it'll go from freezing back up to above freezing at about 50 degrees. And that's really when the sap is flowing, so hopefully we'll get maybe another tub full of sap. So I hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.